Welcome back to my ramblings. I enjoyed the comments received from some of you on my first attempt that we aired last week. Yes, it was a little long, and I know some of you didn't quite make it to the end, and so that gave me a lot to think about, and perhaps it maybe even gave some of you something to think about. And so now what we didn't do was we didn't tell you how you could respond if you wanted to. So we'll remind you at the end of this vlog of the email address if you'd like to send me your thoughts and comments and perhaps some ideas and maybe some quotes that I might be able to use in future vlogs. So last week was awfully serious. Well, so was this week in a way, but I'd like to have a little bit of fun with it. We're going to talk about things that bug us. And I'm not talking about insects at a picnic. I'm talking about things that in daily life can kind of tip us over the edge. And, before ending, I'm going to also try to tell you about a way that when you get agitated, you might want to use this to try to chill out a little bit. But let's first of all talk about something that's right around the corner, and that's snow removal. And when I was mayor, I got more complaints about people who had just shoveled out their driveway, giving them access to the road, and the snowplow came by. And guess what? Yeah, plowed it shut. So snow removal, definitely one of those things can upset you. But I lived on a corner, and I was mayor. But for some reason or another, those darn snowplows, they seemed to converge at the intersection, which meant, well, we might have only had 4 inches of snow. I might have ended up with 4 feet of snow packed at a corner where I tried to get it out so that people could cross the street. So yeah, snow removal, one of those things that really bugged me. Leaf cleanup was another one, just because, it never mattered how well you got them in that bag. You knew that the borough was going to come around and pick it up. But there was always some kid in the neighborhood who kicked the bag and emptied all the leaves that you just raked up. So, yeah, that could become, something that would really upset you. And trash pickup. Now, I never liked it, the bag system that the Carlisle has right now, and they're talking about it, perhaps changing it, and I don't know where that stands. I'm not right up to date. But I'll tell you, I moved into a township, and they have one of the carts, and I really like the carts, much better than those bags that you pay $3.70 for. They only hold so much trash. I understand it's a process to help pay for the trash collection, but where I live, these carts are fantastic. You don't have to worry about spillage. You don't have to worry about a dog or another sort of wild animal getting into it and ripping the bags apart. So yeah, one of my peeves would be those green barrel bags. And now we'll go a little broader. How about turn signals? Does it really bother you when somebody doesn't use their turn signals? It does me. And I have a question for the lawyers out there, or perhaps even a policeman. If you're sitting in a left turn only lane, should you still use your left turn signal? Well, I think you should, because I've seen enough people who get in that left turn lane and are confused and don't realize that they're in a left turn lane, and then they go straight. So, those are just some of the peeves, things that can really pee me. And now we all have this one. That's, where the driver is going so slow, either down a city or a neighborhood street. But more importantly, usually when you're out on a divided highway, they get in that left lane, what they call the flash lane, and they just keep it at 45 miles an hour, and you can't get around. That's something that really gets on my nerves, and I'd be willing to bet that if you're a driver, it gets on yours too. And here's something else that bothers me. The signage that they use for their working, when they're working on the highways, you'll come up and it'll say, road work ahead. And so you're preparing yourself for road work. You've gone 3 miles and you haven't seen any road work. Well, either they forgot to take the sign down, or they were just, too lazy and they were going to let it up when they came back the next day. Or you might get something, detour ahead, and it's the same sort of thing. You drive and drive and drive, no detour ahead. So, these are the sort of things that can really begin to aggravate you when you're out on the road. Here's a good one for you. If you would stop and think, how many vehicles traveling up and down the roads and highways and byways of Pennsylvania have flashing yellow lights? I think we've overdone it with yellow lights on vehicles. I stopped to think about it. Well, first of all, that a tow truck is going to have a yellow light. And that a school bus will probably have a yellow light. But now some of the school buses are even getting white, clear strobe lights on the top. And that's really kind of getting things fired up as well. I mean, lights are just too much. I mean, everything, you got vehicles with yellow lights on that you don't even know why they have a yellow light on, and more importantly, why they're using it. Let me quickly run down some things when you get aggravated out there, things that you can do. You got to recognize that your anger level is rising. That's the first thing. And I'm real good at that. I know when mine goes up because my blood pressure goes up and my face gets red. And so you take time, you talk yourself, and you calm yourself down. Our minister begins our church services with this way. Yes, I remember the congregation to take a deep breath. That's another way to calm down and relax. And you can find some calming music to listen to. I know it's getting harder and harder on the radio these days to find calming music, but find it. It's going to help you and it's going to keep you cool. And count till you calm down. You can try using hand yoga. Just moving your hands go a long way toward helping you relax. So these are some ideas that you can use whenever you kind of something, your pet peeve rides up your back and, gets the hackles on your neck there going, and steps that you should take to calm down. It's going to be a lot better trip for you, especially here when we're talking about the potential for road rage and aggressive driving. So I'd like to thank you for joining us this week on Ramblings with former Mayor Kirk Wilson. If you would like to send me your thoughts, your ideas, and I'm pretty thick-skinned, so let me have it. My email is kirkrwilson@hotmail.com. That's kirkrwilson@hotmail.com. Hope you enjoy it. I look forward to your thoughts, any comments you might have. And as I said, if you email me and you have something good to say, we could use it as a quote in the show upcoming. Thank you and have a good week.